We are about to leave Oxford and go back
to the Oxford?
Go from the River Thames onto the Oxford Canal. There's two routes you can do. There is the River Thames and then Duke's Cut, and then there's Sheepwash Channel and then straight onto the Oxford. Two separate people have told us to go
Duke's Cut.
So that's
that
what
it's
we're
prettier
doing.
and everything, and that we will spend less time on Tickover.
Yeah.
So that sounds nice. We'll have to come back through the Sheep's Cut route at some point.
Yeah, the idea would be to do a loop, but
because otherwise we never complete the whole thing.
Because Michael spent all morning in the Ashmolean, we haven't got time.
Yeah, that's exactly my problem. I spent the whole time, looking at ancient art, and I found my favorite sculpture of all time, for instance.
What's that?
Foucher's Satan. It's the same one they've got at LACMA, but a different casting. Very, very good. Also a really good Ganesha and some extremely nice bits of Indian coins and stuff. Anyway, it's really good. Wasn't able to go see the Raphael drawings because it turns out you have to book 24 hours ahead of time, and for some reason the posters don't say that until you actually get to the door. So,
in other news, we're moving from Nicholson's Guide Book 7 to
2003 edition.
to Nicholson's Guide Book 1.
2009 edition.
These were both on the boat, and this one hasn't been used. The one we were using has all little dots and notes and everything on, showing where good moorings are and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This one is pristine condition. So, all right, let's go. We need to go and find somewhere to sleep tonight, and our license runs out in a few hours.
Yeah, and we won't know where to sleep because the information is really old,
and nobody's drawn dots on this one.
Nobody drawn dots on it.
We are at King's Lock, and we're back to the locks with the wheels, so no push buttons anymore.
So that's the King's Lock, and then just up ahead is the Duke's Cut, which is probably followed by the Queen's something and then the Knight's something. Anyway, eventually we'll get to the Rook's Bridge. But so we're just about to turn off the Thames and onto the Duke's Cut, which would take us to a stop lock, which is apparently very short, and then we will get to the Duke's Lock and join the Oxford Canal.
Our first narrow lock, so it's only a stop lock, so it's 2 foot. It's all feeling a bit different. River water, canal water, river water, canal water.
It is a cold as hell day just below the Duke's Junction, Duke's Cut, Duke's Lock. Yesterday we came up from Oxford and we passed the Sheepwash entrance to the Oxford and kept going up to Duke's Cut, where we turned, and it was really nice, quite nice. There were some cows by the side of the river and stuff. Not a very long journey, but we left a little late because I went to the museum and stuff. So we came up the Duke's Cut, we found ourselves in our first skinny lock, the little
stop
lock between us and between the Thames and the Oxford. And then as we were coming through it, somebody in front of us was pulling into the Duke's lock. We came around the corner, ready to line up to come in behind them, and found out that they'd jammed themselves onto the silt and were unable to move forward.
And on top of that, had managed to wrap a bumper around their prop. So they had
yeah, there was something going whack, 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 whack as the prop was going. So it was okay.
She was stuck and she didn't have power to get unstuck because of the prop.
Yeah, the prop was foul. I had to jump on and help her get the weed hatch off, and then she was able to reach down in there, and we thought it was like maybe a rope or something, and then she reached down and pulls out like a big rope bumper that is attached to the sort of brass fold down step that you have on the side of the boat in various places. So somebody was using this as their lock bumper, like, you know, on the side of their boat, and must have scraped something and just not only ripped the bumper off, they ripped these like 3/4 inch bolts out of the side of their hull.
Don't have bumpers down in locks, people.
Don't have bumpers down in locks, especially in narrow locks, which these are our first truly narrow locks. But
so that all took like about an hour and a half.
And by that point the sun was going down, and the pound we were in was quite low, and that really was the problem.
I mean, she had a V shape on the bottom of her boat, but we didn't know if we'd get in with our flat bottom boat.
Yeah.
And then we didn't know where we'd moor after that anyways. And there's some 48-hour moorings here, so we decided to come back onto the 48-hour moorings. But these are the 48-hour moorings, and oh yeah, it was too shallow to get on.
Well, they're ridiculously overgrown, but it was so shallow that we couldn't get any closer than about 4 feet away.
So now we're moored by a no mooring sign in the entrance to a bridge.
Directly underneath a train bridge.
It's not, it's a road, that's a car.
Is that a road bridge?
Yeah.
I think it's both actually, because we definitely had a train go over last night.
And it was really noisy.
Really noisy. Maybe that is only a car bridge. Well, anyway, one way or another. There's a bloody big train nearby. There's
yeah, you could feel the vibrations when
you could feel the vibrations in the boat whenever the train goes by.
So we've been on the Oxford Canal for like
20 hours?
No. 18,
17, something.
A few hours, and we haven't moved very far.
No, we made it. Well, basically, if you look back there over through Joe's head, that's the junction. So we've made it 250, 300 feet onto the Oxford. So today, onwards to Throp.
We think. Well, wherever we can find a mooring, really. So finally about to come into the lock that we got to at 3:30 last night, or yesterday afternoon. It's now like 9 o'clock the next day. But hopefully we're going to finally go up. So we cruised for about half an hour?
Yeah, 45 minutes. We went from Duke's Cut to just below Kidlington, and we cruised up through 2 locks and a lift bridge, a very complicated lift bridge that was extremely difficult to get maneuvering.
We've got no footage of it because the GoPro died.
Kind of silly. So now we're at Kidlington.
We're in South Kidlington.
South Kidlington.
And we just stopped at the first mooring we found.
Because Kidlington's big enough to have a north and a south. And
we're going to chill out now.
We're going to chill out for a bit because this is the first opportunity since Bristol to stop for more than 2 days.
Although I've got a feeling
real opportunity to stop for more than 2 days.
I've got a feeling we'll probably in 2 days we'll be like, right, let's go.
Let's move on. Yeah.
But at least the option's there.
Yeah, the option exists to stay still. We're below Kidlington Greenlock, and spent the night here, nice and pleasant.
Really nice, good choice, good choice.
Yeah, but it's a fair bit of a walk to the nearest grocery store, so we're going to move up this lock and then sit by a bridge and then take a walk over to the grocery store.
Yeah, I've been studying all the winter stoppages and closures and trying to work out, like, I thought we'd just like wake up and be like, oh, let's move today, or oh, let's stay today, but it's not like that.
So we have to move up we don't have to go very far. We have to make it above, what's it called?
Round.
I was thinking about the place with the T name.
Thrupp.
Thrupp, yeah. I like that name.
Thrupp.
We have to go past Thrupp. Well, actually, we don't even have to go past Thrupp. We have to go to the lock below Thrupp.
Yeah.
Which starts with an R. Ram something.
Round.
Rounds.
It's closing for not long.
4 days. It's closing for 4 days on the 6th. No, actually, it's closing.
18.
It's closing for 18 days.
They close between so if you get stuck below a lock for 4 days, it doesn't matter. But there's some that are closing for like 18 days, and then Napton is like something like 69 days it's closed.
Yeah. So we've got to get above this one before the 6th, which luckily we have plenty of time to do. And then we have to sort of stay below a lock that's a few miles up for at least until the 10th when it opens, and then we can continue on a good portion of the distance up the rest of the way.
And then there's all sorts of other complications. It's not the way, it's the Oxford Canal.
The Oxford Canal, yeah. So
today just groceries, 2 locks and a bridge and a couple of moorings and a...
Groceries, 2 locks, a bridge, hopefully no getting stuck.
Let's go and set the lock and
do our thing.
Food, yeah.
I'll go set the lock.
So we've now been to Sainsbury's. We didn't film any of Sainsbury's because it was just Sainsbury's.
So we came up to this bridge number 228. Lovely little spot. Pulled over to the side, hammered in some pins, took a long walk, got some chips.
Broke the hammer.
Broke the hammer. Yeah, the hammer. The head of the hammer came off while hitting one of the pins. So all of a sudden I have a 2-part hammer.
And then in Sainsbury's, Michael and George waited outside, and I went round Sainsbury's and I treated Michael to some mince pies because it's Christmas. Not Christmas, but they had mince pies.
So not Christmas.
Checked that they were vegetarian, but then this led to Michael all the way home Googling what mince pies were, which led to him reading about
Operation Mincemeat, the British counterintelligence offensive in the Second World War, in which they took a rather unfortunate guy who'd eaten some rat poison, dressed his corpse up as a acting major, and shot him out of a submarine off the coast of Sardinia or Spain.
Anyway,
yeah,
we heard about it all the way home. Google it, it's quite fascinating.
Turns out it has nothing whatsoever to do with the pie.
But did you? Oh, you haven't had a mincemeat pie yet?
No, haven't had a mincemeat pie yet.
When we get to...
We'll do a mincemeat pie review.
So we're just going to go for like a mile.
Yeah, past the next lock, getting us past the lock that is going to be closed and locked for several days, so that will allow us to do that.
What have you forgotten, Michael?
Waiting for that, weren't you? You were totally waiting for that.
What did you forget?
Forget? Fertility. Always forget fertility.
So this is Roundham Lock, the lock that we needed to get above, just about to open it up for Michael. And there's all the building material for whatever work they're doing on it next week.
I've been heating up a mince pie. I don't really know what a mince pie is. Now, in Canada, we have mincemeat tarts, which are basically the same as this, I think. And the ones that I would have had when I was a child were probably not vegetarian. I don't really know. So, taste test.
They smell nice.
They do smell nice. Apparently, it's a mixture of fruits and spices and sometimes spirits. So, that's not what I had in Canada. It's got like a third as much sugar as the ones they had in Canada. This is like a bunch of...
I mean, you're eating it pretty fast, so I'm kind of guessing you like it.
It's not bad. Like, the crust is nice. It's got a little bit of sugar on the top. and it's quite pleasant. The stuff they had in Canada in the tarts was like more finely minced up. This is a large number of hot raisins in my mouth, which is not a bad thing.
So my question is, are we going to be buying these for the next 2 months?
No. What are we talking about?
So, I don't know.
But pre-Brexit, so...
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, just, timing-wise, it's quite a few years old, so there's... I suppose I can go back further than Brexit. It's pre-Bush, pre-Obama.
No, it's not.
That doesn't make any sense to America, or to...
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
It's 8-year-old information. It's extremely
but it's
out of
better
date.
than the 13-year-old information, which is what we have been going on.
It's better than the really old information that's been totally out of date.
Covered in dog hair.
Covered in dog hair. So are you. It's okay. All right, are we recording yet? A little bit cold out here. Maybe can't see it.
Oh. Oh, you've got egg in your beard.
I don't have egg in my beard. I had eggy breakfast.
Right, let's go.
Mean. Okay, we're on our way. Chin beard. Excellent view of the underfluff. And we have a little tiny dog over here.
So because we've only been going 45 minutes, he's like, I want to go further.
Yeah, he's like, where is the excitement? I don't understand. I was promised birds to eat and large quantities of black pudding.
He wasn't.
But he thinks he was.
He hasn't been for a swim in the Oxford Canal yet.
And he hasn't had any black pudding.
Ever.
I don't even know what a black pudding is, but it sounds like...
Congealed pig's blood.
Yeah. It sounded gross. Now I know it's gross.
Alright, let's light the fire.
Alright, how are we doing? Coal fire?
We've got no wood.
Oh, we got no wood. Coal fire it is!
You're going to complain about your head, aren't you?
What? Am I going to what?
Complain that your head's not in it.
My head's in it.
It is now.
My head's not in anything we're doing today, but that's because my back. Alright, are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are.
You know you don't need to do that.
Well, I don't know. I hope. I'm a trained film professional.
There's nothing professional about this channel.
That's true. Which starts with an R. Ram something.
Round
something.
Ruined, because there's nothing professional about this channel.
Amateurs. All the way. It is the hand. No, I don't look nearly as short. Okay. See? Oh, I'm normal size human being. With small sized dog.
No, you're not a normal size human being. You have giant blood.
The rest of you are small.
Hodor.
Hodor!
I, George and Michael. I always feel funny when I say that.
Hi, George and Michael. Hi, George and Michael.
George and Michael. Which George is doing a poo.
Because there's a certain number of cultural variations that occur. You know, you guys have donuts that are not recognizable in American.
Well, stop eating them then.
No, they're good. They're just not recognizable, right? And you guys have pasties, which in our world is little stick-on things put on the nipples of strippers. Right?
Yeah, we need to pick up that poo.
Plant material.
And then we're going to light a fire.
Stop eating the grass.
And cook in a mince pie and do a mince pie review.
Yeah. Fire pie. Fire pie? Fire pie doesn't sound like such a bad idea. Like a spicy pie. Bye-bye, George. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, George. Bye-bye, George. Shrimp. Too bright. Too bright. Too bright. Too dark. You know, in this image, the way that it's set up, I really feel like I should be like, I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo. Galileo Figaro. I see a little... Okay. What is it you call raisins over here?
Raisins? Currants? Satsumas? Satsumas.
I think this is probably the original version.
And Canada's got like a...
Yeah, they probably added maple syrup or something.
Okay, so that's the end of the vlog. It's Stop mobbling the camera.
Tune in next time.
Oh yeah, and
Same vlog time, same vlog channel.
the last vlog, loads of people haven't seen it because it got taken down. Well, I took it down. I made it private because
There was a copyright issue that turned out to not be a copyright issue.
So because it was up for 10 minutes and then I took it down for 24 hours and then when I put it back up again, nobody got notified that it was available, so nobody's seen it. Well,
some of you have seen it.
a lot of you haven't.
Hopefully you'll go back and see it now.
I'll link it below. It's a
Okay.
good one. I was really proud of it.
Yeah, it was really good. And the music was really nice. That became the problem.
But I got freaked out.
I think I know what Joe. Yeah. I think I know what George feels like with the peanut butter thing. It tastes better, but it's really sticky around my teeth. There's a second one.
Okay, let's stop filming now.